Here's another question. There is about a misconception now. I mean, I don't even know if it's a misconception, but this is what people say, right? So you need to have a master's degree, you need to have a PhD, you need to have a lot of publications to be able to qualify for EB2 and NIW. What's the sort of categorization? Because I know, EB2 category, you got different levels. Even in EB1, you got even religious workers, right?
Yeah,
some religious workers can qualify as EB1, right?
Not the religious workers, but yeah, I mean, like you said, each category has like subcategories.
Yes,
right?
Each category has.
So and you have the EB1A, EB1C, which is mostly for like researchers and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And then and that's a B. I'm sorry, and then the C is for executives, right? When you have this big companies across the world and they want to bring in big executives here for their companies here in the United States.
But when it comes to EB2 NIW, do you need to have a master's degree? Or so here's the thing: do you need to have a master's degree? Or say you have a master's degree, is that going to qualify you?
So this is where a lot of people, I don't want to say get bamboozled. Let me use that word, right?
Get what?
Bamboozled. It means essentially that you're getting tricked.
Okay,
you're getting tricked because essentially, what it does say, right, is that you either have an advanced degree,
right,
or you have exceptional abilities, right? Okay. So the sale, when you actually look at the letter of the law, right, and you go into USCIS, they separate it into two. So it's really easy to make a sale, right, and say, look, you have an advanced degree. Read it right there. If you have an advanced degree, then you're going to be approved. But they're not mentioning the part of how do you prove that you are of a national interest. And that goes into the criteria that you have to meet in order to show that, right? Right. What is your acumen? What have you done? Are you part of,
or what are you going to do?
Exactly. What are you going to do? Which is a proposed endeavor, right? So they don't tell you about that part, right? So they basically those sell these big firms and they're doing a very good job across the world because everybody's asking, I want to do EB2 and NIW. I have a doctorate.
You got a master's degree?
I want to do it. I want to do it. But what else have you done? If you don't have publications about yourself, about your work, right? If you don't have a, special license to do the work that you do, right? If you're not a member of distinguished organizations, right? If you're not getting paid a lot of money for the work that you do, right? Just because you have a master's, you're not going to get approved.
You said something good. I said how you're going to do. So do you need to, and this is again, I keep hearing these rumors and stuff from people, and I always want to run it by people who have studied this particular field. And I hear right now, if you don't have a company in America, you don't get EB2 and NIW. Is EB2 and NIW becoming exclusively for people who are having a company or an entity or some sort of an engagement in America already?
No, I mean, not in particular. So essentially, this goes to the point of the proposed endeavor, right? And essentially, it's to keep it very simple, is what are you going to be doing here in the United States, right?
Right.
If you're going to be, say, whether you're, I don't know, maybe on the finance side or the tech side, I'm going to create a company, right? And this company is going to do A, B, C, and D. It's going to work with different entities. That might be governmental entities, right? We might work with, if we're in tech, we might work with, Department of Defense. We might work with these other private companies that need people like us, consultants like us. So that might be one route. On the professional plan side, you say, I've always worked for, big, governmental entities, right? Or big, sort of private entities, right? So my plan, what I'm going to be proposing, right, is that I'm going to go and seek these type of jobs, right? That need people like me, right? There's a lack of people like me in these industries, right? And this is how I'm going to demonstrate it through this professional plan. So, it's really important and it's become very crucial and an integral part of the process itself to demonstrate how you're going to do so. And the way that you do so is through either a professional plan, right? Or a business plan.
But even if you demonstrate that, Joaquin, even if they say, okay, you're of national interest.
Yeah.
We like you here. We want to give you a green card. We approve you. But you're going to have to wait a lifetime to get a green card. Now, let's talk about retrogression.
Yeah.
You always send me this link, Visa Bulletin. Yeah. We go in there, what is current, what isn't current, EB categories and everything. Even if you get approved, whether through PERM, labor certification, or whether through EB2 and NIW, if you're born in India, in China, Oh my God.
It's a huge backlog.
It's a huge, what are you talking about? 10 years, 15 years?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And some people say that don't even look at it. It's never going to come.
Every single other visa category, right? Including especially, the employment base, they have an allotted amount of visas. And of course, there's a lot of people who are applying for it. And in China and India, they obviously found out about this a very long time ago. And there's people who have been waiting, ages in order to be in line to be, they've been approved, right? But there's not a visa available. So each month, the Department of State comes out with a visa bulletin where basically it says, hey, look, based on the amount of petitions that we're getting in right now, the amount of petitions that we were able to process, we're giving you an estimate that now we're basically going through March of 2021, whatever it may be, right? So then that gives you sort of a view as to how long they're taking into processing these visas, right? And depending on your country, it might be way longer than any other country.
Is the root cause because there are a limited amount of green cards?
Yeah.
Why would you have a limited amount of green cards? I mean, so this is so funny. Let me tell you. So you're telling me, I want you to prove me that you're of national importance. You have an exceptional ability. You got a degree. You got a this, that. But, and you can still work in America, right? On this visa or that. But I'm going to let you live in that limbo for 10 years or live in that limbo for 5 years.
Yeah, I mean,
how does this make sense?
It doesn't make sense.
Look, I don't know if it's the Congress, they're coming up with,
so
I don't know what the decision makers are doing, right? And this is when, hearing Elon Musk the other day and hey, you just got to facilitate that stuff.
We go back to the political thing, right? It's very hard to pass any legislation, right, when it comes to immigration. And I mean, without Congress, you can't do anything. You can, broaden, the amount of visas that are available for each category, right? So without that, you can't do anything. So I agree with you completely. There's a lot of people who are very talented, right? A lot of brain power out there. And, I think it should be expanded.
So you're basically telling those people this, okay, we're going to allow you to live and work in America while we're processing your green card and everything, but you're going to be on this H-1B, which is tied to this employer. If you lose your job, you got a 60-day grace period and everything. So in a way, how are these people going to be entrepreneurial? In order for you to be entrepreneurial, the number one thing you need, you need security, safety and security. And in your situation should be stable.
No.
If you're in an unstable ground, how are you going to take risks? You can't take risks. And if you can't take risks, basically the spirit of entrepreneurialism, wouldn't be there. Luckily, America is a country of entrepreneurs and there's a lot of entrepreneurial visas out there and whatever. But at the end of the day, to me, the retrogression, look, you're an immigration attorney. I'm not. You're a U.S. citizen. I'm not. I'm here. I'm looking at it from a third world, I was going to say, third eye perspective. Is that, dude, this doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if they hear about it or not.